Hello everyone, today we're going to be installing Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. Here we have an HP Compact 6000 Pro small form factor, and this computer is old enough to still have the Compact branding on it because HP bought out Compact. And this originally came with Windows 7. This has a Intel Core 2 Duo. I'm not entirely sure exactly what specific Core 2 Duo it has. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM and a 250 gigabyte SATA hard drive. Right now it's running Windows 10, but let's pretend this is running Windows 7. And let's say you want to upgrade to the latest version of Windows for whatever reason. And all you have is this computer. Can you do it? I think you can. Here I have a USB flash drive, and I made a Windows 11 installer on it. So pretty much all you have to do is plug it in, and then get a program called Rufus. This is the latest version 4.3. You can actually download the Windows 11 ISO through this, but I have Windows 11 22H2 right there. We can go to the desktop and select the Windows 11 ISO. And I'm going to select MBR for the BIOS since this doesn't have UEFI. And then when you click Start, you get some questions. Remove the 4 gigabyte plus RAM, secure boot, and TPM 2.0, and remove the requirement for a Microsoft online account. That's just what I prefer. And you can set some other things. I already created the USB. So let's go ahead and boot from the USB and see how Windows 11 runs on here. So on this computer, the boot key is F9. So let's go ahead and turn it on and press that. And let's go down to USB device. Press any key to boot from USB. And here we have the Windows 11 logo. So here we are at the Windows 11 setup screen. I am just going to leave it as English and stuff, so let's click Next. Install now. And I do not have a product key, so let's just click I don't have a product key. And I'll install the Windows 10 Home version. I accept. And usually by now, we would get some sort of error saying this PC can't run Windows 11. But thanks to Rufus, it bypassed that, and we can continue with the setup. So let's go to Custom, and let's just delete all these partitions. All right, now we're just left with just the drive, and let's click Next. Okay, so this is pretty much like any other Windows setup past Windows Vista, and I'll resume the video once this is done because there's really nothing special to see here, and it will take quite a while because we are using a hard drive here, not an SSD. So yeah, I'll start the video once it's done. Look at how slow that startup animation is. Usually on a computer they would have drivers installed. It would just be like doon doon doon. But it's just stuck basically. So here we are into the out-of-box experience. So let's just continue through this. Usually this option wouldn't show up, but since I chose not to need a Microsoft account with Rufus, we have an option to choose that I don't have internet, which usually isn't the case with a lot of people these days, but we just skip that. Now there's this screen that says hi, getting things ready for you. But I've seen some people do Control-Alt-Delete and it takes them to the desktop. So let's go to Control-Alt-Delete. Then we get this screen and we can probably just go to the Task Manager. Here we have the Task Manager. And there we have the Windows 11 desktop. Right now I don't have any internet connectivity because I have the USB Wi-Fi dongle right here. But the reason I don't have anything connected is so it doesn't get bogged down by updates right away. I kind of want to go through, let it set itself up and stuff, then plug this in. So I will resume the video once we get all the drivers and everything installed, because this can take quite a long time, especially when you have a hard drive and not an SSD. So here we are, fully updated on Windows 11 22H2. How was the experience on this? Well, it's actually the next day, and it took quite a while to do the updates, but once again, mostly due to the mechanical hard drive. I would definitely recommend an SSD for Windows 10 and newer, because the updates and all the background tasks are just very resource hungry. So let's just go ahead and do some normal computer tasks like download Chrome. Okay, so let's head on over to google.com/Chrome. I do not want to stay with Edge. Not that Chrome is getting any better. The hard drive indicator is completely solid. It's probably trying to launch the Chrome setup right now. And there we go. Yes. All right, so here we are in Chrome. So we know that this computer probably won't be for gaming unless you were to add a graphics card and really upgrade it. So this will probably be used for just general web browsing and stuff like that. So let's just go to Google and just kind of see how this runs. And that loaded up no problem. Let's go to YouTube. It took a little bit, but really not too bad. Let's go to my channel. Here's the fast computer.
Hi.
Hello everyone. You can see my iMac has gotten a little bit newer. This is a Facebook Marketplace. Let's see if this can play 1080p. It's fine, and it was $20. So I saw it on Facebook Marketplace. It was pretty close to me. And
Stuttered a little
the
bit.
guy wasn't interested into Macs too much, so he said,
Yeah, it's struggling to play 1080p. Just a little bit though, it almost can. So let's go back down to 720p.
you can have it for $20. And he also included this HP keyboard and mouse. The keyboard feels pretty mushy and the mouse feels pretty worn out, but hey, they came with...
Yeah, that's working. So it's actually been a while since I used Windows 11. I actually don't have any computers running it besides this one. I see that the File Explorer looks a little bit different. There's a new tab here with Gallery. What's this? So you can set up like a camera roll area, I guess. I don't think I would ever use that, but there's tabs here that I've seen. And the overall performance really isn't that bad. I noticed some of the animations are a little laggy, just probably due to the poor graphics chip in this. But it was probably the same too with Windows 10. I think I just noticed it a little bit more. But let's go to the PC health check. And let's see if this computer running Windows 11 is supported to run Windows 11. Once it comes up here. Check now. Oh, this can't run Windows 11. Doesn't support Secure Boot. Doesn't have TPM 2.0. It does have 1.2. The processor isn't supported. There is 4 gigabytes of RAM in the system. There is a 250 gigabyte hard drive and a dual core processor. These are the requirements here that really matter. I mean, I guess you could go with half this amount of RAM, but I really wouldn't recommend it. Let's take a look at the task manager, because they actually added that in the task bar again. And they actually fixed it. Now when you double click, it used to stick out that far, but now it's actually much shorter, so you have room to put it anywhere you want if you want to monitor something. So you might be asking yourself, is it worth installing Windows 11 on a computer like this? Well, if you really want Windows 11, sure, go for it. Especially if you were to have a graphics card and stuff, and it would definitely run better. And I don't think you would have much problem using it, except for the fact that the 22H2 is the latest that this can run, unless if I were to make another USB with the newly released 23H2. So every once in a while, you're going to have to make another USB with Rufus and upgrade it with that. So I would not recommend installing Windows 11, at least now, on a computer, going to like a friend or whatever, or a relative, because you will only get support for like half a year with Windows 11 versus Windows 10, which will get support till 2025. So it would make more sense to install Windows 10 on this at this point on a computer that does not support Windows 11. And I personally can't see why anyone would want to upgrade from Windows 10 to 11, because in my opinion, Windows 10 just looks so much better. In fact, Windows 10 and 11 run about the same, except Windows 11 has these extra hurdles you have to make it through, which just tries to increase PC sales, so that way it makes your computer obsolete. But I don't think that'll be the case with a lot of people. But you can see we're using up quite a bit of RAM here doing nothing. So I'm gonna see if I can put some more RAM in here and see if it'll actually work. So let's go ahead and shut it down and see if we can add more RAM in here. So it has finally shut off. Let's unplug the power. Try to turn it on just to get all the power out of it. And let's pull up on this latch and take off the top cover. I love these older business computers. And I have 2 sticks of DDR3 memory, and each of these are 2 gigabytes. So we could theoretically double the RAM to 8 gigabytes, which would make much more sense than 4 gigabytes these days with this type of operating system. So we can pull that up and pull up the power supply. And right here you can see our hard drive that's underneath the power supply. And let's see if we can just install the memory. Okay, now we have 8 gigabytes of memory in here. So let's see if it'll turn on. I'll plug the power back in and let's turn it on. What is going on? The fans just started running at max speed. Maybe one of the RAM sticks are bad. Let me just try removing one. So now we have 6 gigabytes. It still isn't posting.
Let's go ahead and try swapping out this other stick of RAM. It's still not happy. It's flashing a red light here. Maybe this RAM slot is bad. Hey, it's posting. So I guess just that one RAM slot could be bad. I know I've had trouble in the past with this, but it's unfortunate to see it's still having issues. Got more RAM. Close this. And it actually booted back up now, so let's go to the task manager and see how the RAM situation is doing. Yep, we have 6 gigabytes of RAM. Now that's something you definitely can't do in most modern computers. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I upgraded the RAM, even though that it wasn't 100% successful. I should be able to get at least 8 gigabytes in here, but maybe one of the RAM slots are bad. So Windows 7 or 10 is probably going back on here, unless you guys have any ideas of what I should try on here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.